अशोक व्यास और आज का कार्यक्रम होने वाला है बहुत स्पेशल because we are going to be talking about love and of course love is that which sustains us. That has a lot to do with our origin as well as our sustenance in terms of our emotional well-being and overall optimum level of happiness is related to love. And today we have someone who has written a book which is called Demystifying Love. And what Dr. Divya Madan is sharing, let us learn from her. दिव्या जी नमस्ते, स्वागत है आपका.
नमस्कार. तो आप अपने ऑडियंस से हिंदी या इंग्लिश जिसमें भी चाहें आप मुझे बता दें.
बिल्कुल, दोनों भाषाएं हमारे लिए सहज आ जाती हैं because most of us Indian Americans or otherwise once we are here we start speaking English. So let us talk about love from our relationship with language. Do you feel हम में से कुछ लोग एक खास भाषा में जब अपने को प्रेम में होते हैं तो एक्सप्रेस करना अधिक सहज पाते हैं और इट डजंट मैटर.
It sometimes it definitely matters. Uh, it all depends upon that whom you are speaking to, right? If I'm talking to my child, and since we are in America, we are very used to talking to each other in English. Like even if we start in Hindi, which somehow we get into talking in English. So, whichever language comes easier to you at that spur of the moment, that is, I would think, is easiest.
I think that's a great answer because being natural is an integral part of being in love or having that sort of ambience. And taking a cue from it, why you came up with the title Demystifying Love for your book, and what is it that you have revealed new about love?
So, I I felt when I'm working as a like a health life spiritual coach, and with my understanding, it happens like anything that is not happening in your life, be it your health, be it your relationship, be it money, be it the kind of work you're doing, and that like wherever you feel rejection, you feel that you're not loved, right? So if my body is not working the way I would like to, if I'm not feeling well in my body or in my relationship or the money that I am having, money is very important part of this planet, right? We are in third dimension world. And so I felt that anybody who is so not experiencing that is because they are blocking it from coming to them. It is not somebody else, it is you yourself is blocking it. And I have revealed 13 stories of 13 different emotions that how you can block love in your life.
Let me understand a little bit more. Why would anybody block love from flowing towards him or her? And also, as you connected love with money, the general conception is money and love are two separate entities, and if there is overlap of money concerns, then love takes a back seat. And allow me to sort of stretch it by saying that, in general, the notion prevails is when you are selfless, then there is something like pure love or something. But if your consideration is towards money side, then it is something else. So share your thoughts on that.
So, what I personally been preaching, okay, and what I personally understand that money is very important part of this planet to be in harmony. It gives you opportunity. I do not call it good or bad. It is an opportunity, right? If you have money, you have opportunities to do things, right? If you have good health, you have lots of energy, you can help others, right? If you are always happy, always loving, always supportive, right? You have plenty of time in your hand. You can also uh, flow love from your side by doing the volunteer work, right? So there is like different ways to do things, right? So there is the way that you do practice like sadhana, then you can do service and you can do satsang, right? So Also, like in our Hinduism mythology, we have four pillars: dharma, artha, kam, and moksha, right? So if you do the thing in a righteous way, your desire is right, right? Your So anything you want to do, you need material, right? If you want to write an exam, can you do it without a pen? I'm a selfless person. I do not take any money, so I'm not going to buy a pen, right? I don't have money. I cannot buy a pen. How would I write an exam? Right. So you need material to do anything, you need tools to do things, and the tool, you are selfless, very well. But if you go to the shop and say, I'm a very selfless person, can you give me food? Can you give me a house? Can you give me this? No, this dimension has a earth part, right? So I always say that being in harmony definitely involves that you have enough money to go by.
So, taking that lesson and going back to your book, well, you said demystifying love, and of course, money and harmony are interrelated as per your advice. What are the other 13 emotions that you have talked? Maybe we can touch few of them. And let me just share, many times uh, love means having understanding and trust. So if any one uh, partner feels misunderstood, does that affect the core uh, feeling of love?
See, there are many aspects to love, just not only trust, right? Love involves action as well, right? If a mother says, I love my child, and she doesn't feed the child, is there love? Will you call it a lovable mother? No. So it is just like love is a feeling. You trust your child trusts you because they know they will be taken care of, right? Your partner trusts you for something, right? Obviously, like, we have many aspects, and sometimes the love, when turns into attachment, then all kinds of feeling starts developing. If there's an insecurity in love, right, then the husband, the wife is constantly like looking for where my wife is or
Yes.
where my husband is, right? And then love is just thrown into the garbage. So when there is like mistrust, mistrust is coming from fear, coming from insecurity, coming from control issues. Sometimes you think that if you don't take care of your children or your spouse or your girlfriend or the boyfriend, if you're not on the top of everything, they might go astray, right? Then respect is another important aspect of it. So I took like one many emotions that has impacted people from being healthy or being successful or being financially sound or having like a beautiful uh,
Yeah,
relationships with
yeah,
their partners or children or
let me request you to give a little bit more detailed understanding to us about how do you differentiate between love and attachment. And in general, we many times confuse love and attachment. I cannot live without you is a very common expression that you have seen in films, as well as people say, oh, how will I survive without you, etc., when they are in love. And so you are made to uh, to express to the other person, whether man or woman or whosoever the love other person is, that he is or she is indispensable, and that is what comes near attachment. So that is what in general we consider love. So what is it that, how do you differentiate attachment and love?
so for me, or what actually is love, right? Love is freedom, love is not binding, right? When somebody says, I cannot live without you, that means, yes, you cannot live without me, means you want me in your life. I'm needed in your life, right? Now, when we attach ourselves to a person, that I cannot live without this person, that means we have declaring to the universe, I'm incomplete, I'm incompetent to take care of myself, If this person is not there, I would be done. So, and if the dependency, if a child is dependent upon a mother, I understand, right? Because they need help with so many things. But as you grow as an adult and you meet somebody, you feel so much in need of this person, right? That you cannot live without them. And the understanding that we all have to develop, that sometimes it could be crippling for the other person. Maybe one person wants something and that person doesn't want to do that at particular time, but they will be like forced mentally to do that in order to make that person happy, right? Now that person is happy, but what about you? So these kind of things, like, I really love you, I want you to be in my life, I want to share my beautiful moments of life, I want to share my joys with you, my happinesses with you, my sorrows with you. Understandable, understandable. But I want you to grow, I want to share your joys also, I want to share your sorrows also. Then it is like a mutual understanding, give and take kind of relationship. So this kind of love, so I classify love in four different stages, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, and what are those stages?
Okay, so first stage of love, in my understanding, is at a very physical level love. Physical level love means you go to work and you give, you take. It is very at a very level of like give and take. That is also like, I need this coworker, this is a very good worker, right? But as long as he's working for me, I'm working for them, we are on a good harmonious relationship, the team is working. Then second level of love is a very emotional level work. Emotional level is basically when it's like a parent child, where mother feels the pain of the child feels pain of the mother, when they're like in that kind of connection. It's again give and take. And the same child who was like the heart and soul of the mother, when he grows up and start talking back, the resentment develops, right? The mother starts hating the child starts hating the parents, brother, sister, spouses, all of them who were like so lovey-dovey at one point of time, they start resenting each other.
Okay, so here comes the element
So
of ego. Sorry.
yes, so that is second kind of, when there is a give and take, as long as you are giving me and you are taking it, or you are giving me, I'm taking it, we are, and as long as it is in the balance, we are all good. Third kind of relationship, it starts from the heart, where it is like you are there or not there, I will be always happy for you, I will be always there for you, right? So that is the kind of love is coming from the heart, where there is no expectation, like friends, good friends. You live continents apart, but still when you meet, it is like you met yesterday, and
Correct.
you're not expecting every day to make them to call you, you're not expecting anything. And the fourth kind of love that I call is comes from the soul, that you are filled with love for yourself so much that you're not expecting anybody to give it to you for you to be happy. And that is the state I want people to be in, that I am so full of love, I'm so full of love, whatever is in your bank account, that is only you can give. And that comes from accepting yourself. Why we will block ourselves? Because we have not learned to love ourselves.
So let me sort of walk back and come to this stage of self, call it understanding love. There are many instances where a couple expresses love for each other, they fight with their family members, or they go against the norms of society, get married, but that association of their togetherness doesn't last long. And you probably have come across many such cases where couples are in conflict with each other, and they come for seeking your consultancy in general, what do you think are the common reasons why people fall apart?
See, the goal, what I'm trying to express in my book also, because change is a constant. People do not realize that. Okay. You have a goal to be together. You have a goal that this person and this person, like these are like the girlfriend and boyfriend, they love so much, they cannot live without each other. The situation has become that they want to be together, they watch movie together, they eat popcorn together, they cook together. So their association is like for a few hours, maybe every day or every week. So that, at that point of time, there's not much is shown. It's only the best part that is available to people, right? And after, and the goal is to be together. Goal is to be, I want to be with this person 24/7, because we think that the person who's giving me happiness for an hour every day, if I'm with this person for 24/7, probably how happy will be, like my happiness will be multiplied by 24, right? Now what happens, like the goal is that, but when that goal is met and they're together, then the goal changes. Now we want house, we want clothes, we want to go for a trip. It was not there before. Initially, it was just I want to be together, but it was not that we want to go to trip. My sister has got this big house, my brother has got this car, and then the goal is met. So now the goals have changed, and not necessarily both of them are have the same goal now. तेरे मेरे सपने अब एक रंग है, राइट? वो टूट गया, रंग वहीं तक था, है ना? Now one person is looking for a bigger house, the other person is looking for a bigger car. I'm giving an example, right? And all of that energy is going towards finding that what was important, being together, has been tossed to the garbage. And then the issue starts. This person was not like that before, that person was not like that before. And then when you take them backwards, they're like, you were happy with just one flower.
Hmm.
It was like $3 का एक बुके आ रहा था, you were happy with that.
Hmm.
एक कैडबरी चॉकलेट से आप नाच रहे थे, एक टेडी बियर से आप खुश हो रहे थे. आज आपको एक टेडी बियर और एक फ्लावर और चॉकलेट दे दे, आप क्या कर रहे हो? आप उसको appreciate कर रहे हो? You don't appreciate. So your goals have changed, and that is what happens, like the major. So conflict, when you get married in conflict, आपकी, like you can imagine a person who cannot communicate with their parents. If the parents are not understanding their child, the child is not understanding their parents, who are supposed to be most unconditional. How do you expect that relationship with other people will be flourishing?
So there are infinite variations in human relations possible, whatever blood relation or whichever friends, etc. But going towards even more, what should I say, threatening aspect of relationships, which in today's world we see quite often, and that is the triangle of love. So that relates with the sense of integrity that one individual has grown or is committed to maintain. So we see sometimes in movies also and in day to day life also that there is a third party involved, whether it's a male or female, or what do you think leaves this sort of a gap in relation which lets this sort of third entry possible?
Okay. So I there's a formula in physics, like opposite attracts, right? And there is another, is like when the like energies goes together, right? So what happens is like positive and minus is like they attract towards each other, but two positive goes up, right? Or two negative will go down. So if we just combine these two formula, so I am a mathematician, say, for example, and there's a dancer in front of me. I cannot dance. So I went to see the dance and I'm like, oh my God, what is this person? Right? And now I'm not in love with that person. I'm in love with the talent of that person, the dancer. Right? Now I come back home and I decide to get married to this dancer. Okay? We got married. Now the dancer is dancing and I'm doing my mathematics. After a while, the dancer will dance whom they will like to dance with, a dancer, right? So, and now this mathematician wants to write a book on mathematics. Can he have discussion with the dancer? No. So then they both realize that their temperament is not the same. The dancer got attracted to a mathematician because she always failed in mathematics. So one mathematician, oh my God, what? And this mathematician at the same time is, oh my God, right? But this, oh my God, after a while, when it comes to the day to day chores, then she will not be dancing while doing washing dishes, right? And he will not be doing the mathematical or noble or take that pride that he has in his at his workplace.
So yeah,
It is all
I'll just
backwards.
absolutely. I'll just interrupt to say that there could be lot of exceptions to what you have taken an example just to convey something. It doesn't literally mean, because I'm reminded of a couple where they actually, one is a professor, another is a dancer, but they are happy together for years. And and this again, I'm just to
You see,
clarify.
happy, or I'm not saying that every dancer and every mathematician will divorce. They will find a common ground.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
will find a common ground and they will just stick to the common ground. But imagine if they have to have uh, uh, their happiness to grow through a different level. Obviously, the dancer will enjoy the company of a good dancer that will regenerate. But looking at the happiness, if the mathematician is happy that, oh, she went for dancing and she's coming back happy, and she's bringing that happiness and joy when she comes back, and she gives it all the love that she has received by doing what she was doing and bestows it onto the mathematician. This mathematician has done his their work with their colleagues and
Yeah,
whosoever they were interested, and they
absolutely.
bring that love back. Then it will go well.
Absolutely.
But
So, yeah,
mm,
sorry, Divya, as we move to the concluding part of our conversation, the soulful love, or the one where you realize a sense of fullness within, let us go there with you. How that comes about.
so it comes from the simple, like what I teach is constantly, I teach meditations, and it's not repetitive. We do unique meditations to for unique needs. Okay, and this is where you find out that where there are some subconscious blocks that is not allowing you to lead your 100% life. And those emotions, like what we do is like unveil what is stopping you from receiving love. And I will end with like wrapping up with like very simple example. We have seen that people create patterns in their life. For example, if somebody failed in maths, next time they've worked very hard, but still when they're entering the examination hall, they're worried, right? And they get nervous and they again fail. They just forget everything because they got so nervous. So now same thing happened, like they somebody starts business after business and fails in every business. They go to job, they although they have the best degrees, still they just get losing their jobs. So these are the things, these are the points where I tap in and I make sure that that part is cleared. And that is where I get the divine intuitions, and that is what my book is about. And this is all about the healing stories, that what they had experienced in the past life, and because of that, what experiences they were creating in this life. And once that experiences were changed, those issues which was like very very critical got changed in their life, and they all got healed from major major diseases, major financial crises, major relationship issues.
Wonderful. demystifying love, and there is a lot that is being offered to heal in different ways by Dr. Divya Madan, and I congratulate you for that labor of love, which gave the shape to this insightful, soulful book. With lots of good wishes, and thanks for joining us, Divyaji. Namaste.
Namaste. The book is called Demystifying Love, Saga of Unknown, the things that you do not know.
Wow. So we know now a little bit more. Thank you, and lots of good